Hello everyone, my name is Kaysen. I'm from Team 5 Consulting, and today we're going to go over our final presentation for ASU. Before we begin into the org, I want us to go through some of our user stories that helped drive our solutions for this project. So the first user story that we referenced was our student enrollment officer. As a student enrollment officer, I want to navigate through Salesforce without confusion so that I can complete my task in a timely and effective manner. The second user story that we referenced was from the VP of curriculum. And as the VP, they want to be able to see which courses are of high interest and are at capacity so that I can add courses to their curriculum. So using that information from the user stories, we were able to come up with some solutions that we'd like to show you. Before we begin there, we'll go ahead and look into our schema builder so we can kind of see how the objects are talking to each other. So the first thing we see is we have our contact object, which is currently being housed as the master detail relationship between all of these objects. So in our org, we went ahead and changed the contact object to be the ASU members object. That way we can house our information in more relevant terminology. We also have the enrollment object, which is serving as our junction object between the class and ASU members. And then we have our class object, which is our where the lead will be processed. And that way we can have our students be put into this object. And then we also have here our wait list for those that are applying for a course that is already full. And then our instructor object, which we can refer to our professors. So let's go back. Now we're going to do a quick demo. We're going to go through the student enrollment process as the perspective of a student enrollment officer. So when the students first discover what course they want to take, they're directed to this web to lead page. There they can fill out their information along with the type of course that they would want to choose. And then once they find the course, they can push submit. And it's taking them to this page where they can see what kind of prerequisites they would need for that course. Upon enrolling or applying to the course, they'll be getting an email that says, "Thank you for your interest. Click here," and be directed to the course enrollment page. Sorry, the course page. So let's go on over to our org. So here we have two apps. We have the apps for the ASU members and the ASU VP of curriculum, which we'll get to in a little bit. This will be for the student enrollment officer. So when they log in, this is the first thing that they will see. In the middle, they'll see their main. Let's go ahead and refresh the page. In the middle, they'll see their main object, which is the lead object. Here we can see the Michael Keaton lead that has been added from the web to lead form. Over here we have the launchpad with different objects that are relevant to our role. We have waitlist, enrollments, and classes. Over here on the left we have the chatter box for all the chatter feed stuff, all the chatter feed information. On the right side we have the enrollment officer dashboard, as well as some tasks for today and as well as some tasks that were created for tomorrow. We have our student events, or today's events, as well as a report on the right. So as a student enrollment officer, the next step after creating the lead is to click through. So we'll go ahead and click to Michael Keaton, which was just created. And here we're directed to the Michael Keaton lead, the lead page. So here it is the job of the student enrollment officer to follow up on the lead to make sure that the lead has the appropriate information before it is converted to a contact. So here we would have the different stages for the enrollment officer. We'd have the working contact stage, which we could select after contacting and having more information. And then if for some reason they drop out and decide not to join the course, we can click close not converted. But the ultimate goal is to get to this converted. So let's say we contacted our student and we asked them some series of questions and we found out that they have taken the prerequisite. We go over here, we type yes on the checkbox, push save, and we automatically notice that we get a notification upon enrollment. So upon application. So let's go ahead and fill out the lead. So here we've gotten some information from Michael Keaton. He has taken the prerequisites that are required, and we have followed up on all of the payment information and found out that he is ready to take the course. So we can go over here and push convert. From there, we can choose an existing account. We will all be under the Arizona State University account. We can push convert. And there we go. Upon conversion, we now have a Michael Keaton contact directly related to the account Arizona State. From there, we can go over, as you can notice, we have a notification here now saying that we have Michael Keaton as a new student that is enrolled. As well as on the bottom left-hand corner, we have a to-do list. We now have a task titled Michael Keaton that has generated for us to complete. So we can go ahead and click into the task just so we can see a little bit more information. Here we can see that he is not involved in any class currently, but he is wanting to enroll. So what we can do here is we can click into Michael Keaton. We can see that he has a course that he would like to apply for, the SQL course. From there, we can go on over to our classes object. From our classes object, we can see the available list of classes that ASU offers. So here we can also see the class capacity, the schedule, the cost, and we can even see visual indication of whether the class is full or still has open spots to enroll. So let's go on over and complete the lead. So we'll follow Michael Keaton process. It says that he was wanting to join the SQL course. Okay, so we can go back over here to classes. We can come down to SQL. We can push select. And let's say from here, we are a little bit lost on where to go next. We created a flow down here for our student enrollment officer for if they are struggling to find out how to process a lead, they can go over, click the flow, and they're guided through a step-by-step process of how to process the lead. So they can see here that they have a classes object, a classes tab they need to go to. They need to find new enrollments. They need to push next. And if they are prompted with a validation rule, then from there, they can see that they need to go to the waitlist tab, click new waitlist, add the current ASU member, and then at the very end, they need to mark a check on their task. So we know that from here, we can go over to enrollment, we can click new, we can click Michael Keaton, and then we can click save. And just like our flow had taught us, if we hit a snag, then we need to add him to the waitlist. So from here, we can scroll down to the waitlist column here, push new, add Michael Keaton, and push save. And then from there, we have completed the task. So next we would need to go over to to-do list, go to Michael Keaton, and push mark complete. And that would be it for the lead conversion. And next, we'll go through the VP of Curriculum page. So here I switched on over to the ASU VP of Curriculum app. This will be the custom app built mainly for the VP of Curriculum. Okay, so if we go on over here to the left side, we have a report here that shows us a quick chart of the total revenue of classes compared to the class revenue per percentage. So here we can see that the largest portion of profit is from the Salesforce admin class. We can also go over here and see that the Salesforce admin class has the most students. So there's a direct correlation here between the students and the revenue generated. We can also see over here the total amount of revenue in just easier nuggets of information. We can also see there's a waitlist column to give a better view of what classes are in high demand, as well as the ones that are still open. If we scroll all the way down, we can also see some other events that might come in handy. For example, we have the instructors column if he needs to go get in contact with the professors, as well as a chatter feed and today's task and event. And lastly, we'll go over some of the challenges that we faced. One of the biggest challenges I think we faced in our process through this project has been the automations. For many of us, this is their first time having to deal with flows and automations in Salesforce. So we were a little bit behind as far as our ability to create some efficiencies. However, some of the solutions that we came up with were using some things that we have collectively done before. So we utilized some of the validation rules to help process some of our information and clean up some of our data, as well as some of our processes we could do, some of our automations we can do through process builder as well. That's all the time for today. That is the end of our presentation, and we're open for any feedback or questions. Thank you very much.